Hi, I'm Anthony Biratteri, Editor-in-Chief of New Jersey Business Magazine, sitting here with Lou Weiss, founder of Manufacturing Talk Radio, who for 4 years has been delivering manufacturing news around the globe via podcast format to, you guessed it, manufacturing company operators and owners. Lou, how many podcasts have you done in 4 years' time?
A total of 240 shows so far,
Okay.
of which the last 2 years, we weren't counting all the downloads and so on of the first 2 years because the numbers weren't terrific. So the last 24 months has been about 550,000 downloads.
Okay.
And growing.
Great, great.
Yeah.
In that time, you've become, in my opinion, a manufacturing industry, expert. What can you tell me about trends in the industry today and challenges that manufacturers are facing?
How many hours do we have?
We have about 3 minutes.
3 minutes, okay. Well, the trends that are going on today, first of all, manufacturing is really beginning to boom again. The stats show that we've had 100 straight months of upticks in manufacturing in this country. And we have to be concerned about some of the things that we hear in the news about jobs coming back and that kind of stuff. Meanwhile, jobs really never left. The job reduction had more to do with productivity than trade. But the trends are that people are beginning to wise up that they have to do certain things in order to preserve their companies, i.e., there's 10,000 people a day that are retiring in the United States. The baby boomers are either dying or going to the couch. And there's a smaller population today, so there's fewer people coming into the marketplace. So it's really a dilemma. Robotics is probably one of the answers, and robotics is very strong today and getting stronger. Matter of fact, we just did a show this week about the legal rights of robots.
Okay.
So that's an hour-long discussion, and I don't think you want to get into
Sure
that now.
it is. Okay. All right. Well, talking about robotics, how about the skills people need today in manufacturing?
There are many, in the high schools way back when, they used to have shop, and then the wood shop, the metal shop, knitting, cooking, and so on. Well, they all went by the way of the buggy whip. Today, it's come back, and high schools are putting shop back in place. But even more importantly, there are organizations like NJIT who have training programs for vocations. The public library system in New Jersey is stressing about learning to use your hands. Not everybody is equipped or willing to be sitting there using their brains when they can use their hands, and that's really very valuable. And we're always going to need a tool and die maker. We're always going to need somebody to guide the machines. So there are skills that have to be taught and retaught. I.e. the coal miners. They're sitting on the stump waiting for President Trump to turn their lives around. They might be better off going to a local community college and or go to a local manufacturer, because many of them now are doing the training and paying you while you're training, and pay for vocational school training for you.
Right.
We spoke with Huntington Ingalls, which is the big shipyard. They've got from 2 to 8 year training programs. They pay you a salary, they pay for all the training, and to give you an example, a nuclear welder today, after 6 to 8 years of training, will earn $300,000 a year.
Wow, that's fantastic.
It's huge. And I think part of the problem is that parents don't fully understand the value of a different career choice rather than college. Kid goes to college, 40% of them never graduate. You have a $200,000 debt, and then they come home and live with mommy and daddy again.
Okay.
So it's not a great career choice for many.
Okay. Tell me about your new show that you will be debuting today.
Oh, you have another hour?
No.
One of the things that we learned, Tim Grady and myself, my co-host, we learned that in manufacturing, women have been totally underutilized, except for the Second World War, where 4 million women went to work when the boys went off to war. And we've been talking to a lot of women over the last 4 years, and we're recognizing that as a group, of which there are 51% of the population today, they're underutilized, underpaid, underappreciated. So we decided that we're going to start a new show, and that's called WHAM, Women and Manufacturing. And we have 7 women hosts who are going to rotate in and out, and they're going to have their own guests. And our tagline is accomplished women interviewing accomplished women.
Okay.
And today, November 8th, is our first show. And as in the inaugural show, we have a Rosie the Riveter, a 90-year-old woman who at 15 lied to get a job because she was 1 year underage. And she tells us her story.
Okay.
And it's on today. It was great. It's going to be in our archives. And one of the most powerful things that she said was actually her opening line. When I asked her, "So Anna, how did you get involved in this?" She said, "Well, I was in church, and that was Pearl Harbor Day."
Yeah.
And that was the excuse for
Sure. Okay.
That was her day in church. The Pearl Harbor was attacked, and she went off to work as her mother, who was 56 years old, never worked a day in her life, and they lived on basically a dirt farm, no electricity, no heat, no plumbing. They had a well, and she went off to do her duty.
Yeah.
And a real tribute.
Yeah.
She was honored by the King and Queen of the Netherlands just within the last couple of years for the duties that they took on 70 years ago, and a very moving story.
Very good. It sounds like it'll be a great show. It airs today. What time?
2 o'clock Eastern
2 o'clock.
Time.
Okay. You could tune into that podcast and all other manufacturing talk radio shows by logging into www.mfgtalkradio.com. And New Jersey Business Magazine will be featuring an in-depth story on Lou and manufacturing talk issue in one of our upcoming issues. For New Jersey Business Magazine, I'm Anthony Biratteri. Lou, thank you very much.
Thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
Appreciate it.
Take care.